I believe that Wendi had it all worked out. I also believe that Wendi Adelson is massive on gaslighting and subliminals. It's what she does. She's massive on it, and I'm going to prove it to you. This is part 3 of the Adelson Act. I've done Donna, I've done Charlie. This is Wendi, victim Adelson. But in this video, I'm going to go back to some things that I've not really seen mentioned at all on YouTube. Well, anywhere really. And I'm going to tell you why. I've always said that she was the initial instigator. I've always felt that. There's been times where it's looked like Donna, it's looked like Charlie. It's all speculation. We don't know yet until everything comes out in the wash, which we hope that's going to happen. But personally, I've always thought it was Wendi that pressed them buttons. But before I go any further, a quick disclaimer. My name's Dawn, this is Lounge Bar Crime. Everything you hear in this video, it's from my own research, it's my opinion, and it's for entertainment purposes only. That out of the way, let's get to it. My analogy of this crime, to me, is that Wendi put the key in the ignition, Donna put her foot on the gas, and Charlie didn't know how to brake. That's my analogy. Long before Katherine Magbanua was on the scene, I believe that Wendi Adelson was dreaming of the day that Dan Markel was no longer going to be around. And as hard as that is for me to say and for Dan's family to hear, it's the truth. I believe it's the truth, and I believe it's something she put in motion a long time ago. And I'm going to tell you why. Wendi Adelson is massive on gaslighting and subliminals, and I'm going to prove it to you. So I'm mentioning about Wendi gaslighting and doing subliminals, putting things in people's heads. I'm going to show you a quick clip, and I'm going to go back even further because I am 100% that this is what she's done. This is how she's got this crime in motion.
I am losing my shit.
Well, that would be appropriate. I think you should do that. I think if you don't do that, that's
Jane,
not right.
Who would have done this?
I have just
And
one
are they
idea.
going to come after my kids? Or me? Who's next?
Is Jeff this much of a lunatic?
I don't even think of Jeff. I hope to God not.
Let me ask who Jeff is.
Yeah, of course.
I think you should. I think that Wendy's been seeing a guy called Jeff.
Who's a friend of Jane's. And
Who's jealous.
yeah.
Are you still currently seeing him, or just something you kind of
Well,
let taper off?
it's been a bad week.
Okay.
I didn't know earlier, but apparently you got a guy in your life named Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about Jeff.
So you're probably wondering why is Dawn so annoyed doing this video. I am annoyed. I really am. I know I'm smirking a bit because I'm trying to calm myself down, but I am really, really cheesed off about this. And it's only something that I've just realised. Okay, so let me explain. About 25 years ago, a long time ago, I read a book called Sold. And it was about a girl called Zana Muhsen, and her sister Nadia. And they were sold. Okay, so there's certain words I don't want to say in this video because, again, YouTube are getting really, really strict. So I'm going to try and term this in a way that you know what I'm talking about. So you can see by the title of this book what I am talking about. Now, if we think about trafficking that's happening now, I mean, there's a lot we hear about it all the time now. We're very, very aware of it. 25 years ago when I was reading that book, I was absolutely shocked because there wasn't as much, we didn't know as much then as we do now. And this book was about these two sisters who were born in Birmingham to an English mum and whose father come from Yemen, and he actually took them and to see relatives from where he came, and he didn't actually bring them back. Now, I'm not going to tell you the whole of this book because it's possible that you might just want to read it. It's a very good read, and it was written by one of the sisters. So it's there. I don't have affiliate links to Amazon or anything like that, but I will put the link below for this book. So so if you look, I mean that story was absolutely devastating, and as I said, it's nearly 25 years ago I read that book, and before this was ever really highlighted that much as it is now. But it's never left me, that book, and what them girls went through. Only one of those sisters returned, I will tell you that much. It's obvious that she did in order to have wrote that book, so I'll tell you that much. But it's a read that we should all know about. And I've known about it, as I say, for 25 years now, because I read that, only because I read that book. And then I look at the cover of Wendi Adelson's book. So, Wendy's book has absolutely infuriated me. And you might think, why have you only just caught on to that, Dawn? I haven't only just caught on to it. I have seen that book and I did know about this book. But I don't think I looked properly at it. Now, I'll just get back to that in a minute. But on Amazon, so just for anybody that doesn't know what Wendy's book is about, don't buy it. If you buy it, do never speak to me ever again. I don't. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I'll tell you, this book. So Amazon says, it's called This Is Our Story. Oh, hold me back, honestly. So it says, it follows the lives of Rosa and Mila, two young women from different countries who become victims of human when duped into domestic servitude and commercial blah blah blah. You can go and have a look. There's words there I don't want to say because the video will be demonetized and so it goes on. So Wendi, in the book, so she marries a professor and she becomes an immigration attorney. Okay. Now, before I just go any further on that, just let me read you this. So this was a review, okay, of Wendy's book. Now, I don't understand because it's only got something like 40 reviews or something like that, and you can bet your life some of them are from, the reviews are from family, but I thought there would have been loads saying one thing or another. I've not reviewed it, I've not gone near it because I think if I started typing on there, I don't think I'd stop, so I've not. But somebody, so yeah, this quite a few 4 and 5 stars, obviously friends and family, you know, they've done all that. But somebody has wrote, Now they did this in this review in October 2019. Okay, and they've put, this book was not worth the $14.99 I shelled out. It read more like a $2.99 self-published book. Overall, it was an alright read, but the parts where the author talked about her own life were just boring. I skimmed over those parts because her life was about excuse the bins. Her life was about as interesting as dry toast. I get it, you're a lawyer. I get it, you spend hours in your own head thinking you are different and important. So 2 stars. Now, I think that reviewer has not even knows about Dan Markel case, because because of the way that review is. So anyway, so that is a total unbiased review of her book. Yeah, and I just came across this in the book as well. So don't listen. I've not read this book. I don't want to read it. I've got no interest in it. I saw this during my research, but just read this, and just watch this. I know she's not smiling sweetly and everything, but she's trying to flutter her eyelashes. Does she actually think that they're going to fall for that? Where I'm really irritated looking at the cover of this book is that she is likening herself to somebody that was sold. If you look at the cover of Sold, and I'm not saying that she has copied the book Sold, which is from somebody in the UK, Birmingham, a couple of hours from me. I'm not saying, but there are a few books similar to this. I think this one is one of the oldest. Like I said, I read it 25 years ago, and I just wonder whether Wendi went ploughing. Don't forget, Wendi Adelson. And she's not got the veil on. She's doing it through her fingers with her eyes. But the thing is, this book is supposed to be about a woman married to a professor. Why is she even posing like that? See what I mean? This subliminals and planting seeds and gaslighting. Don't forget, her mother's read this book, her father, Charlie, they've all been gaslighted. She's done this cover and it's like, oh, look at Wendi there. That's how she is, that's how she feels. She's gaslighted a lot of him. She's even tried to gaslight people that are buying a book. Obviously, it's not worked with everybody. It would with the family, because a family are vulnerable to her. We're not. Viewers and customers that have bought the book are not. So, and even one of them was like cheesed off. It was like, yeah, we get it, all right. But I just think, how dare you even? Because I'm just going to say it. I do think she's copied that. I think she's copied the cover of that book, because she's this victim. She's gaslighting. She's planting seeds, and that's what it's all about. And don't forget, this book was written. Well, Dan read part of it, didn't he? And she admitted it was like her life story. So this was all, to me, all going on in her head. And I think that the cover of that book makes a massive statement to her family and friends. If you're still watching this video, it must mean that you're interested in it, even if it's just a tidgy bit. You know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say? Press that tidgy like button. It's around here. It's about there. Go on. Press it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Press. You know, this is how hard-faced she is. I mean, seriously. Oh, I'm so glad she's not in front of me, because the language would be absolutely shocking. Listen to this. In afterward, in the book, she writes, she states, I selfishly wanted you to know a bit about my story, which has much, but not all, in common with Attorney Lily, i.e. the main character in the novel. What the? Are you having a joke? I mean, you know what makes me laugh? She works with immigration. She's come from money. Now listen, doesn't matter where you come from. If you want to go and work and in any field at all, do it. But do not go and work in a field you absolutely know nothing about, and then try and liken yourself to people that are going through that in a novel, because that's basically what she's done. And then she's put it down for her friends and family to see, and I've said it hundreds of times, gaslighted the lot of them. And this is why I think that Wendi initiated this long before. She was going for the long haul. She was planting seeds for quite some time before this happened to Dan. Now I know quite a few people think Donna initiated it. I've said it before, and I'll remind you again why I don't think she did. Because the emails that was coming thick and fast from Wendi, they were long emails. Donna was replying, but as I've said, Donna did say at one stage, oh, I've had enough of this, I've got to go off, you know, like go and have a shower, go and lie down, take a medication, go and eat a lobsters, whatever she did, but she'd had enough of it. Now, that to me is not somebody that's instigating something. That's somebody that's having something put on the lap, and it's there and there all the time, and then she decides, to put her foot on the gas and do something about it. But she was instigated by Wendi. This is my point. Wendi went on and on and on. You know, this other thing as well about, again, Wendi and Donna are not budging to assist Charlie in any way possible. Wendi's got no intentions, because Wendi knows that all this was done so that she could keep the children, and she's got it so that she can sit this out, because anything less would possibly mean excuse me, her losing the children, and that can't happen, because it was all for the children. So she's quite hard-faced. She can sit there quite hard-faced, knowing that she doesn't have to move forward. The other thing is, just going back to that, when she was in that interview room as well, I felt that she put Charlie's name forward quick because she was scared. She thought the things that they were asking, because she was having to say where she was and things like this, and I think there was a few questions that came up that she didn't expect. So instead of just keeping her gob shut, she threw Charlie in really quick, too soon. I mean, practically before Jeffrey Lacaz, but she threw him in there really quick because it was like, do whatever you want, but don't take me. And she's ready. She is ready. I'll tell you now, she is ready to drop anybody, and I won't be surprised, one bit surprised, of anything that comes out of her mouth if she's on that stand. Nothing at all. Whether if she's pointing a finger or anything. I'd love him actually to see if they did pick Wendi up next, who she's going to drop, because she'd sing like a canary. She would sing like a canary, definitely. So I think that they should go for her next, and then just go and get Donna and Harvey on the way back, because I just don't think they're going to be hard work at all on the stand. Wendi is, because Wendi is going to say anything. Don't forget neither, Jeffrey Lacaze did say on the stand that more or less, I'll try and find the clip, Wendi talking about Dan and complaining about a marriage and wanting a divorce and all, it was her favourite pastime. It's all she did. So, I mean, it's just coming from everywhere. This, to me, I've got no doubt in my mind, to me, Wendi instigated the lot. She gaslighted every one of them, and she planted them seeds, and she's seen it through. Even from writing that book, this is where in her head she was going. The cover of that book, everything. Forget buying the bourbon. That's why I did that video about Wendi Adelson's games of cat and mouse, because there's something not ticking right for Wendi, for her to buy bullet bourbon. I mean, let's go back to the basics. Bullet bourbon. She tried to set up Jeffrey Lacaze. She visits the crime scene. The last minute lunch. She made sure she was on the phone with a work colleague that morning. I mean, these are just the basics. How many coincidences, within the space of 24, 48 hours. So even if we just put them basics aside, which is overwhelming evidence so far as I'm concerned, but it's as though not that we've forgotten about all them things, but for her to sit on the stand and say, and I've shown that in the video as well, where the first time she was on the stand, I didn't visit the crime scene, right to the next time. So you did turn down Truscott. I did turn down Truscott Drive. Yeah, she's just a born liar. She's just a liar, and there's nothing that at that stage that they could do, because she wasn't on trial. So we've all got really infuriated because we've all had to just watch this game, and this game that she plays is all well and good for her parents and her brother, because they listen to her, but we won't. I mean, if you just look at her on the stand, how she absolutely loses it with Christy Coast. The minute she's being challenged, she loses it straight away. And another thing that she does as well is that she says that she hasn't done this, that and the other, and she doesn't do anything because she's bringing, her job is to bring them boys up, right? Well, people bring children up and do full-time jobs and do a lot of other things as well, but it's like, don't ask me anything because I'm going to do emotional blackmail. So this is how she is. You can tell she's not been challenged. She's never ever been challenged on anything, and I just can't wait. I just cannot wait to see her on that stand. I think it's a joke as well, where where Christy Coase says about Jeffrey Lacaze, a nice guy, and she says, well, I don't think so anymore. Why not? She was dropping him in it. Why does she not think that? Because he's defended himself and he's seen the light. He's seen her for what she is. Now he's not a nice man. Doesn't change his personality. It's through it that he ended up in therapy, for God's sake. Another thing that surprises me as well, with her on the stand, Wendi, hate saying her name. When Georgia Kaufman asks how old was Dan when he was murdered, she's got to think about it. And she starts saying about what year he was born and what year he was murdered, and then when his birthday was. What is wrong with the woman at all? Anyway, I think I'm going to have to do another video because there's loads more that I need to say on this. It was just the cover of that book that was really, really winding me up, and she tries to put herself in that same position as somebody that's gone through that. Something absolutely horrific. And hers is a novel, and she's put herself in the same pose on the front of that book. Yeah, anyway, I've got to go. I think I'll get a glass of wine now. I'm really annoyed. No, I'm gonna sign off for now. I think I'll have to do a follow-up on this one because yeah, I've got a few other videos coming as well. Right guys, so I'm gonna sign off. I am on Twitter now. I've got Patreon. I've got videos coming up all the time now. So, yeah, don't forget to subscribe, press the like button, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Let me know. Listen, I'm only joking if you have read the book or you've bought the book. It's probably for research purposes only. We'll just use that. So you can tell me, what you think. Or if you think that I'm wrong, that in your opinion, it's definitely Donna or it's definitely Charlie. I don't think Charlie to me is a puppet. He's just a little puppet. He just does what mummy wants, and that's why he rings mummy every day. He's just always trying to please. So it's not Charlie. Charlie's a maestro, pretending to be a maestro, acting like the gangster to his mum and dad and everything, but he's not any of them things. So Katherine Magbanua, yeah, I'd even say she might have offered Garcia services. I don't know. Whether she did or she didn't, Charlie would have asked her. But if you think it was definitely Donna because of certain things, let me know. I want to hear, because I'm just convinced I'm right. So if you can change my mind, that's fine. I'm willing to listen. Right, yeah, so I'm going to sign off. So in between and I'm going to say good night, stay safe, take care and come back. Bye.